Did you know what were the top 10 largest empires in history? Throughout the annals of time, humanity has witnessed the rise and fall of mighty empires that have left an indelible mark on the pages of history. For this list, we'll be looking at the vastest empires in human history, ranking them in order of land area at their peaks. 10. The Xiongnu Empire. The Xiongnu were a nomadic people who lived on the Eurasian steppes around the same time as the Roman Republic. They overthrew their overlords, the Yuezhi, and conquered much of modern-day Siberia, Mongolia, and parts of China. In 209 BCE, their leader Modu Xiongnu organized the tribes into a unified confederation. At one point, their domain spread out over almost 3.5 million square miles of land. 9. The Yuan Dynasty. A grandson of Genghis Khan, Kublai was the fifth emperor of the Mongol Empire. He declared himself the head of a Han-style dynasty. At its height, the Yuan spanned over 4 million square miles. Kublai founded a new capital city for his empire, which is Beijing. He financed multiple infrastructure projects and encouraged the growth of the Silk Road trade routes. At the end of the 13th century, he attempted invasions of Japan, Vietnam, and Java, but these failed, and the empire proved short-lived. 8. The Umayyad Caliphate. Historians estimate that at its peak, up to 62 million people lived under Umayyad reign. In the west, the empire controlled Africa's northern coast, Spain, and Portugal. It reached as far east as India's eastern banks of the Indus River. From its capital in Damascus, the Umayyad Caliphate ruled over a vast, multicultural, and multi-ethnic state. They were overthrown by the Abbasids in 750. 7. The Abbasid Caliphate. The Abbasid Caliphate endured for half a millennium and ushered in the golden age of Islam. The ruling caliph founded the city of Baghdad, which served as the capital for most of its existence until its sacking by the Mongols. Art and science flourished under the Abbasids. Intellectualism was viewed as a virtue, and great works were translated from multiple languages into Arabic. The caliphate was the world's central hub for advances in mathematics, science, engineering, and medicine. At its height in the 8th century, the Abbasids governed almost 4.3 million square miles of territory. 6. The French Colonial Empire. From 1534 to 1980, the French controlled an empire that expanded and contracted over the years. They conquered parts of North America, Southeast Asia, and most of Northwest Africa. After World War I, the French controlled nearly 1/3 of the Africa. The empire was founded on the racist principle of the so-called civilizing mission. The French believed that it was their divine mandate to spread Catholicism and the French language throughout so-called savage lands. 5. The Spanish Empire. At the peak of the Spanish Empire in the mid-1700s, their holdings extended through much of North America, the Philippines, all the way down to the tip of South America. Spain, along with Portugal, founded one of the first global empires in history. They extracted vast wealth from the Americas and spread Catholicism around the world. 1 in 10 people on Earth lived under Spanish rule. 4. The Qing Dynasty. Unlike many of the dynasties of Imperial China, the Qing Dynasty was not an ethnically Han kingdom. Instead, the final rulers of Imperial China were Manchus from the north. Taking advantage of Ming instability, the Manchus seized Beijing and soon much of China. During their reign, the population tripled in size to over 450 million people. The empire at its peak was almost 5.7 million square miles in size. 3. The Russian Empire. As neighboring kingdoms like Poland, Sweden, Qing China, and the Ottomans declined, the Russians took advantage and invaded. The empire grew into parts of China, Eastern Europe, the Middle East, and North America. Tsar Nicholas ruled over almost 9 million square miles of territory. 2. The Mongol Empire. Temujin, also known as Genghis Khan, took a small regional power and created the largest contiguous land empire in history. The Mongol Empire covered over 9 million square miles and ruled over 17% of the world's population. The Pax Mongolica, though enforced with an iron fist, brought trade from the Pacific to the Mediterranean and back. 1. The British Empire. In 1773, one British lord described this British Empire as the empire on which the sun never sets. It was an accurate assessment, given its territory around the world. By 1920, the empire covered 13.7 million square miles across all 7 continents. A quarter of the Earth's population lived under the Pax Britannica. King George V ruled over the largest empire in human history.